Bitcoin has been hovering around $20,000 to $21,000, but this is still around 70% lower from its last record high in November. On Friday at 5:05 a.m. Eastern Time, Bitcoin managed to increase or go up by 2.3% to reach $21,034 per Bitcoin. However, this is still about 69% or nearly 70% lower than its last record high of $68,000 in November last year. Now, last weekend, Bitcoin crashed to $17,000 per Bitcoin. This came after a rough week in the financial markets as the U.S. central bank, the Fed, raised interest rates by the largest amount in 30 years, while fears over inflation and recession also rocked markets around the world. And to talk more about the recent crypto crash, we are joined by Pang Xue Kai. He is the CEO of Indonesian crypto asset platform Toko Crypto. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. So unfortunately, Bitcoin, as we heard just now, has dropped by 60 to 70% now from its record high. Many other cryptos are down too. There are global economic certainties right now. In your view, what are the factors behind the negative sentiments in crypto?
First and foremost, thank you, Krishna, and thanks for having me on this tonight's segment. So I think there are various things that are happening both globally as well as in Indonesia. So in terms of globally, I think based on what we are observing right now, there's a shaky stock market. I think just the stock markets itself saw a pullback of close to $3 trillion that was lost by some of the retiree funds. There's rising interest rates that is being led by the US Fed global interest rates that went up by 0.7% recently. There's geopolitical crisis that's going on, especially with Ukraine and Russia that's going on. There's also the fears of recession that's coming in. Now, in Indonesia specifically, there have been a lot of news about problematic investment platforms that are associated with crypto that have been trying to promote and perpetrated by problematic influence, the likes of Binomo, etc. Yeah. There have been controversial projects that have largely impacted the entire crypto sentiment that has a big following and adoption, such as Terra, that have big, long-lasting impacts on the crypto market. And there's an overall lack of deep understanding of crypto investing, including basic concepts such as potential risk and rewards. So I think these are all the factors that's generating into the negative sentiment at the moment regarding crypto.
Right. Before we go on to the industry itself, as you said, there are these firms that are not doing so well, or some that were kind of shams as well. I want to talk to you about. Previously, it dropped to $17,000. Now it's rising above to $20,000 to $21,000. Are crypto investors, are they over this initial shock of substantial Fed rate hikes and inflation, or is it improving now? And how do you see it? Because there's another possible large Fed rate hike in July as well.
So from what we observed back in 2021, during the heightened period of COVID, what we have observed was that there was increased quantitative easing measures that was implemented by various countries. And we saw that influx of money flow towards crypto. One of the asset classes that benefited from that was through crypto, because people weren't able to consume it at that point in time. While for 2022, we start seeing more people start to consume, more people start to cash out from their crypto or their investment assets and use it for travel purposes, for buying new products. And we start seeing the flow of capital into these areas. That's why, in various countries, we're seeing a hike in inflation rates. Now, as to whether this 17,000 is the final episode of the crash that we're going to see for 2022, I think from my standpoint, I think that this we have not hit rock bottom yet. And at least for Toko Crypto, we have taken the stance since 2021 that we have identified that crypto, as well as in many other classes, there are cycles of waves. And right now, what we are seeing is that it's currently going through a bear cycle. And we do foresee that this bear cycle typically to last a longer period than what it has been right now. Yeah.
Right, and also something that is concerning markets is fears of a U.S. recession. You were alluding to this earlier, but as more data comes in, regarding the projections of a U.S. recession, how is this going to impact crypto in the near term?
Right. Now, naturally, as the onset of the U.S. recession comes in, naturally there would be a reduction in access to capital, right? So with the reduction of access to capital, people would typically switch their portfolio from holding crypto, holding stocks, holding things like real estate. It would typically switch it to cash, right? So naturally, investors are looking for other safer alternative investments at this point in time. Definitely, the crypto sentiment is overall negatively impacted by fears of U.S. recession. But we do strongly believe that this is part of the cycle that has to carry on, as the impacts or as the effects of the U.S. Inflation rate hikes starts to kick in. We'll start seeing inflation being controlled and monitored, and then we'll start seeing hopefully next year or 2 years from now that there will be policies set in place to incentivize the economy to continue to grow, and that is when crypto sentiments should be able to turn towards a more positive light.
All right, so more positive growth. That's when we'll see crypto to move forward. And yeah, well, this is all seems very grim and dark at the moment. But as we know, crypto is quite a favorite investment asset for Indonesians, right? From the start of the year until April 2022, crypto transactions in Indonesia still managed to reach 160 trillion rupiah. So in this current condition, do you still see interest in crypto amongst Indonesians? Is that interest still positive?
Right. So take note that 160 trillion rupiah, that is only spot retail trading volume in Indonesia. We have not yet unlocked the potential of venturing into institutional trading, into derivatives and structured products and the likes of that. So there is still a huge potential market that can be expanded and grown into. And ultimately, we do strongly believe that with the growth of the crypto industry, right now, crypto is being taxed. You have our PMK 6668 that is taxed for every transaction, be it buying or selling in Indonesia. And we strongly believe as the crypto industry continues to grow, as there are more products that's available for the Indonesian population, we'll start seeing that this contribution to the tax for the economy, the taxation for the country to continue to grow. So yes, we do believe that there is still great interest in crypto in Indonesia, and it still remains to be positive because there's still big areas for it to grow.
But as we know, skepticism surrounding crypto, it has been around, for a while in different governments and public figures. I've also said this as well. Right now, do you see that kind of skepticism? Is it difficult to challenge against? People who say it's not based on anything tangible, stuff like that. Like, what is your response to that? Because as you said, there's still quite room to grow in Indonesia.
Right. I think ultimately, if we look at crypto, I think especially when you look at governments, institutions, right, they are looking at the fundamental technology that is powering crypto, which is blockchain technology. We have been with discussions with regulators, with institutions to see how this technology can be applied and utilized to basically integrate into the existing systems that we have in Indonesia. a few case studies and examples, such as land title deeds, such as KTP. Imagine if it could all be on the blockchain. Those kind of innovations in application of the technology, blockchain technology, would be something that it still has garners a large interest from the governments, garners a large interest from the institutions, because I think the overall sentiment is that they do start to believe that blockchain technology can essentially be the game changer in making the system much more efficient than what it currently is.
Right. So just very lastly, just very quickly, are you still optimistic for the year to come for crypto, or is it going to be a tough one?
Yes, I think for this year, our sentiment, or at least in my opinion, what we are looking at is that we're definitely still looking at consolidation of markets, at least for this year. At Toko Crypto, we have prepared since 2021 to make sure that the company can last through conditions such as now. However, being in the crypto blockchain industry for the past 6 years, we do strongly believe in the industry, and we do believe in the resilience of the industry, that it will continue to ride this bear market to go into the next bull cycle, whereby we will start seeing more real life use cases being applied using blockchain technology.
Optimism there, but as you said earlier as well, this is all tied. It's not just crypto, but also stocks as well. It's everything tied to these global economic uncertainties. So we hope that improves and everything else improves along with it. Pang Xue Kai, CEO of Indonesian crypto asset platform Toko Crypto, thank you very much for your insights today.